All right, in my last video, I didn't get to do the Westbrook for Wall trade with Houston and the Wizards. And then a lot of stuff about Harden's coming out. So I kind of want to make this video about the whole thing, the Harden thing and Houston and the trade. First of all, I need to rant about James Harden for a second. So James Harden goes out and is partying, going to the strip club, and doesn't show up for camp on the first day. First of all, you're getting paid $45 million. Show up to your fucking job, okay? You're getting paid $45 million. This guy, Houston, is opening everything Harden wanted. Houston did for them. Everything. What Harden says, okay, I'm here. I'm a superstar now. I want to play with Chris Paul. And then Chris Paul's like, cool. All right, I'm coming. And Harden, they almost go to the finals. They probably would have won the finals. And Harden goes, oh, you know what? But fuck this guy. I don't like playing with this guy. Go get me Westbrook, which fundamentally now, just doesn't make any sense. And now Harden turns his back on Westbrook. He's like, oh my God, yeah, we're such good friends. We used to play together in Houston. And then Harden's like, I want out of here. And Westbrook's like, fuck you, I'm out of here. So Westbrook demands a trade. And they trade Wall for Westbrook. So now Harden's got John Wall, who hasn't played in 2 years. He's got Christian Wood, who I like, who's a young player. Injured Boogie Cousins. And I like the team. And now Harden's like, you know what? I'm not going to show up. I'm going to fuck you guys over. And then I'm going to, you know what else I want to do? I want to be traded also. I want to be traded. Oh, and also, I want you to add me to, I want to go to Brooklyn or Philly, but I also want to go to Milwaukee or Miami. So now Harden is demanded a trade to 4 of the best teams in the whole league. So Harden has been the ultimate do what I want LeBron kind of guy. Like, this is who I want you to go get these people. So he demands these trades, and Houston just opened their mouths to Harden, and he just took massive shit in it. That's basically how this whole thing went down. James Harden, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're a piece of shit for doing this. It's indefensible what this guy's doing. Like, he is single-handedly taking this team that had everything and gave up everything to keep him happy and to go at the Warriors and win a title, and now there's nothing. They're going to have nothing. And it's like, Harden is going to leave. And okay, so let's kind of break these down. Let's say he wants to go to Brooklyn. Is trading LeVert, Dinwiddie, one of those 3 guys, LeVert, Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, and picks, is that enough for Harden? Is that Houston? Is Houston going to want that for Harden? They have one of the 5 best players of the last 10 years. Like, are you going to trade those guys for it? It has to be. If you're going to get James Harden, it has to be a guy that is, here, you're giving me James Harden, but I'm giving you this guy who's really, really good, who's really established. So if you're Brooklyn, I don't know if you have enough to get Harden. They definitely have all the assets, but I don't know if it's something that Houston would be interested in. So now the news just came out today that he wants potentially to go to Milwaukee. Well, Milwaukee, there's a problem with this. Milwaukee just traded the fucking house for Drew Holiday. So who do you give up? DiVincenzo? Do you ship Drew Holiday? That'd be pretty funny if they ship Drew Holiday. I think it's funny with Milwaukee that he wants to go to Milwaukee. I don't know if I buy that or not. Do you buy it? I don't know if I buy it because he was just fighting with Giannis, basically saying that Giannis, the guy who was only one of 3 players in history to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, said that he had no basketball skill and he was just big and could drive to the basket. And Giannis said Harden's ball hog. So do those 2 guys want to play together? Is Giannis just going to forgive it and Harden's going to say, yeah, fuck it, we'll be fine? And who is Milwaukee going to trade? DiVincenzo? Pick? They don't have any picks to give. They gave them all to New Orleans. Who are they going to trade for him? Nobody. They have nobody to trade for him. So Milwaukee, I just don't know how you get a deal done. I guess you could put Middleton in it. You could put, but if you're Houston, do you want Middleton, DiVincenzo? Maybe a couple picks. I don't know what kind of fucking picks they have left. But Middleton, DiVincenzo picks. I don't know. Connaughton. Like, do you want that for James Harden? Like, I'm not doing that for James Harden. Are you kidding me? No, absolutely not. Although he's a piece of shit. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So that kind of, for me, eliminates Brooklyn and then Milwaukee. And then you have Miami. Now, Miami's got some stuff, okay? Miami's obviously not going to trade Bam Adebayo. They're obviously not going to trade. So think about this for a second. What if Miami said, first of all, Houston's not doing the deal unless Tyler Hero's in the deal. We all understand that. And Houston, they're going to say Tyler Hero's got to be the centerpiece of this deal, unless you're willing to give up Bam Adebayo, in which Pat Riley will hang up the phone. So what's going to happen there is Miami's going to say, no, fuck you. We think Tyler Hero could be like Devin Booker could. Let's say they don't do Hero. You would have to, if you don't do Hero, you'd have to do Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler's the heart and soul of the team. So it would have to be some combination of Hero, Duncan Robinson, maybe, Nunn, a couple young guys. But even then, I don't know if that's enough. Like, I like Tyler Hero. I mean, but I just don't think that's enough for Harden either. The only team that really has enough to get James Harden is Philadelphia. Philadelphia could say, look, I've been a strong component of the Embiid for Harden straight up. I think that helps both guys individually. But I think Houston, that might still not be enough for Houston. Ben Simmons is younger. Ben Simmons is more dynamic, and he's more important to what the Sixers do. So the only thing that makes logical sense for them at this point is a trade around Ben Simmons. And I would probably rather have a trade around Ben Simmons than I would any of those other three teams, their packages. I'd rather have Ben Simmons than LeVert and Dinwiddie. I'd rather have Ben Simmons than Middleton, DiVincenzo, etc. And I'd rather have Ben Simmons than whatever Miami offers, because they're not offering Tyler Hero. They're hanging up the phone. So I think the most logical place, if I had to guess for Harden to go, would be Philly at this point. Him and Daryl, he loves Daryl. And the first thing this new Houston owner is general manager is just a fucking idiot. This guy, he gets rid of Daryl Morey right away. And Daryl's like, nah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to hang with my family. 10 days later, he's working for Philly. Yeah, you let that guy go. And he turned Philly around in 2 seconds. Okay, so imagine it's a trade. Let's think about this now, okay? So we have this package trade around Ben Simmons. It's Ben Simmons, and I don't know if Philly needs much more than that, to be honest with you. They're like, we want more for James Harden. Are you kidding me? And if you're Philly, you're like, fuck you. No, I'm not giving you more than just Ben Simmons, because who else are you going to trade Harden to? Who's going to give up the house for Harden? You go ahead and take Brooklyn's deal. Okay, you can have Ben Simmons and you're going to go ahead and take Brooklyn's deal? Get the fuck out. I'm giving you Ben Simmons, a bona fide superstar right now, who is established for a guy who doesn't want to be in your organization, and who I could absolutely, at this point, because he's such a piece of shit, I could see him sitting out for most of the season. Don't take him in fantasy, people. It's not worth it. Well, when he plays. I don't know what's going to be going on with Harden in fantasy. If you like a little bit of roulette, go for it. So I think the best offer right now is Ben Simmons. I know that's been stated, but it makes sense, right? I don't know what Milwaukee and Miami are going to give up to get Harden. And Harden is such a ball-dominant guy. Do you really want him playing with Giannis? Like, that's not the type of guy you want playing with Giannis. I mean, look, Harden, don't get me wrong. If Harden goes to Miami, they win the East. If Harden goes to Milwaukee, they win the East. If Harden goes to Philadelphia, they win the East. This is true. And if Harden obviously goes to Brooklyn, they'll be really good. But, you never know. So the most obvious package here is going to be Simmons and maybe, I don't know, Simmons and Thibault, Simmons and a pick, Simmons and a couple picks. So if you do that, you have a 5 of Embiid, Harden, Danny Green, Seth Curry, and Tobias Harris. I mean, that 5 just wins the East. It's not close, but it's interesting to think. So I would say, if I had to guess at this point, I think Harden's going to be traded sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later, honestly, because that's the only deal that really makes sense to me. The Brooklyn deal, everybody's like, oh my God, Brooklyn, they got so much stuff. But, LeVert's injury prone, and Dinwiddie's really good. I like Dinwiddie, and I like Jared Allen. But I don't think that's enough. Those guys are not what Ben Simmons is. And I think Houston, in order to do the deal, would need a sure thing saying, this is a guy we can build around for the guy we've been building around for the past 10 years. So it's one of those things. So yes, I think Ben Simmons is the most obvious. And I think a deal for Ben Simmons is really in play here. I thought at first it was going to be Embiid, but now it might, I'm starting to think it's more so Simmons. So we'll see how that goes. Also wanted to really quickly touch on the trade overall, Westbrook for Wall. And obviously, I think, and this was somebody, Dula texted me and he said, what's a better duo, Wall and Harden or Westbrook and Beal? And it's a question I was actually thinking about for a while. And then I started digging into it. And I think it's clearly Beal and Westbrook. So Beal, when he was really good when he was a young player, he was really good because he was excellent at coming off screens, and he was really good cutting off the ball. Like, that was his really good. He was really good at that at Florida. He was really good at that in his first couple of years in the league. Westbrook is so ball dominant. And Beal, I mean, let's face it, that guy's easy to play with. And Westbrook, he gets the bad teammate rep, and he's very inefficient. That's facts. You guys know he's the worst three-point shooting guard of all time. But that guy's a really good teammate. Like he loves his teammates. And there's like 4 or 5 guys who've said like Russell Westbrook's the best teammate I've ever had. So I actually really like this for Washington. I think they're a playoff team with Westbrook. Westbrook's going to be back to his, 27, 9 and 9 stuff. Beal is going to average 30. So they're going to combine for 50 something points, him and Beal. And I like their role player guys. You guys know how I feel about Denny Advia. You know how I feel about Thomas Bryant and all those other guys. And Bertans just got paid way too much money, but he's, an elite shooter. So Washington's going to be good. They're going to be fun to watch. And I'm really looking forward to them. As for Houston, if this Harden thing blows up, which it's already blown up. Shit's hit the fan. Harden's just taken the massive shit in the mouth of Houston and their fans. What's going to happen with them is they now have Christian Wood. They still have Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, etc. They're going to have Boogie, who they signed, and John Wall, who hasn't played in 2 years. So John Wall, and look, this whole, who's better, Wall or Westbrook? It's Westbrook. Like, let's stop this nonsense. But Wall's a better shooter. That's clear. But he's not better by much. I mean, he's really not better by much. So we'll see how that works out. If Harden leaves and they get Simmons, I don't know what you do with Simmons and Wall. I don't know how that works. But Houston's in trouble. Okay, so Houston loses this trade. They're about to lose Harden, so they better go get the best player available, and that's Ben Simmons. And it's not looking too good for Houston. So I just want to do a quick reaction to this. Harden, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Like, clean up your shit. The player empowerment stuff is getting way out of hand. Harden, it's getting way out of hand. And if he goes to Brooklyn in some chance with him, Durant, and Kyrie, that's the biggest star-studded wuss team of all time. Like, the biggest wuss team of all time. It is. But right now, I see it being more of a Simmons thing. Simmons for Harden, and then maybe, Philly throws in a sweetener or two. Houston's in trouble. Houston, you have a problem. So that's where we're at pretty much with that. Yeah, I just want to do a quick reaction. Wizards are going to be good, man. Wizards are going to be fun to watch. They're going to be better than Atlanta. All these fucking people talking about Atlanta. So, yeah, I would say Harden, don't take him in fantasy. If you're feeling dangerous, take him in fantasy by all means. But who the fuck knows where that guy's going? So, all right, that's going to be it for this time. And then next time I'll probably come in with some maybe standings or fantasy rankings. I haven't decided yet. But all right, we'll see.